Yo, Blood Roll aka Mega Blitz. In today's video, we're going to be taking another look at Pidgeot Ex Control. This has been a deck that I've kind of been playing just in my off time when I have time to play Pokemon lately. And I feel like this is probably the 60 people should be playing, if not already are playing. Let's get into the deck list. Already here at that deck list. Starting us off with Pidgeot EX, we have a 2-1-2 line of Pidgeotto in Pidgeot EX. Pidgeot EX has that quick search ability, being able to search your deck out for any one card during your turn, which is going to be pretty good. It's going to be the entire engine of the deck, actually. We're just going to be able to find the cards that we want when we want them. We also have 2 copies of that. Mega Kangaskhan EX has the ability to run errand. Once during your turns in the active spot, you get to draw 2 cards. Can't use more than 1 run errand each turn. We also have 1 copy of the Elgyem with that slight shift attack for 1 psychic energy, being able to move an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another one of their Pokemon. So being able to kind of have that energy manipulation is really good, being able to kind of force our opponent to have their energies where they don't really want them. It's really good in matchups like Dragapult where they need specific energies to be able to do their attacks and things like that. We also have Latias EX for that basic retreat cost as well as Skyliner ability. Ting-Lu EX for the ability Cursed Land. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's Pokemon in play that have any damage counters on them have no abilities except Pokemon EX. Really good in the decks like that are playing Frostlass or Munkidori or anything like that. Being able to kind of shut that down is really, really strong. We're also playing 1 copy of the Frillish with the Oceanic Gloom attack for 20 damage during your opponent's next turn. They can't play any of the item cards. You could play Badoo, but I feel like just 30 HP little Badoo doesn't really do a lot. It kind of just dies really quickly. Dedenne, which is our new electromagnetic sonar Pokemon. It used to be like Regieleki and stuff, but basically just put a trainer card from discard pile into your hand. So that's our new kind of retrieval trainer Pokemon that we have in the deck. We got 1 copy of Munkidori for the Trainer Brain ability. We have 1 copy of Ethan Sudowoodo for the impound attack. You could also play Yveltal in this deck, but I found Ethan Sudowoodo just be a little bit better because of the resistance it has into Psychic type Pokemon. Things like Gardevoir and stuff, it's really good for that. But you could play Yveltal as well if you really wanted to. It doesn't matter too much. I just think Ethan Sudowoodo is just a bit better. But during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat, so that's going to be pretty good. Fezandipiti, flip the script. We also have the new Psyduck promo with the ability Damp. Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponents lose any ability that would require themselves to knock it out. So Dusknoir is solved because of the Psyduck. Mega Absol EX with the first attack being that terminal period for a dark and a normal energy. If your opponent's Pokemon has exactly 6 damage counters on it, that a Pokemon is knocked out. And then Claw of Darkness for 3 energy, 200 damage. Your opponent reveals their hand and you discard a card you find there. So being able to shred is really good as well. Playing 3 copies of Brock Scouting, 3 Arven, 2 Boss, 2 Penny, 1 Airy, 1 Iona, 1 Lanazade, 1 Zorosis Machinations, 1 Ruffian, 4 Nestball, 3 Palpad, 2 Rare Candy, 2 Stretcher, 2 Ultra Ball, 2 Counter Catcher, 1 Dual Ticket, 2 Handheld Fan, 1 Bravery Charm, and then our Ace Spec of Twist is going to be Hero's Cape. You could play like Miracle Headset or something if you really wanted to, but I think Hero's Cape's just better. Like a 400 HP Mega Kangaskhan with Lively Stadium play, putting it at 430 is just kind of absurd. But Hero's Cape being able to just give any Pokemon an additional 100 HP. And then 1 Lively Stadium, 4 Prism Energy, 2 Luminous Energy, and 1 copy of that Mist Energy. Let's jump into the gameplay. At the coin flip here, it is going to be heads. So our opponent is going to elect to go first, which for us isn't too big of a deal. We'll be able to kind of use supporters and things pretty quickly. Try to set up maybe an item lock or something like that. Our opponent going to start off with Mute EX. We're going to start off with Munkidori in the active spot, which is not really ideal. I feel like Munkidori is just one of those things where it's good into a lot of matchups. It's really good. But if I'm playing against something like Raging Bolt or the Eevee box deck or like Goldengo, it just kind of sucks. It's like not really good into that matchup. So we'll have to see here. Our opponent just kind of Earth Investled and attached Psychic Energy to Mew. So I'm not too sure what they're on. Maybe some sort of weird Gardevoir deck. We're going to go Nest Ball here, get our Mega Kangaskhan EX. We're going to go Artisan, so play that Artisan. We're going to probably get ourselves a Pidgey here, so get that Pidgey down as well. Brock Scouting, going to be able to grab myself. We're eyeing up maybe the double basic, but we're probably going to go for that. We're going to get the Latias and the Frillish here. Retreat into the Kangaskhan, and then we're going to attach the Handheld Fan, run errand, draw 2 cards, and past turn. So, no energy. If we would have had an energy, we probably would have went into the Frillish for the item locking, but instead, the handheld fan into the Mega Kangaskhan. Gonna be pretty good, I think, as well. Our opponent here gonna get a Hoot on the bench, maybe some sort of Terra Box deck, maybe. Ultra Ball gonna pitch the Mega Mawile EX and a Metal Energy for another Hoot, Lily's Determination. Gonna get a nice fresh 8 cards for them. Still not too sure what we're playing against. I've been seeing a lot of people just kind of cooking on the ladder lately and just playing all kinds of different stuff. And I think a lot of that's just due to the format being so stale. Everybody's tired of playing against Goldango and Gardevoir and Dragapult. I know I am, so I'm ready for them to leave. Our turn here, we're not really doing too great. Our hand's kind of mediocre, but we might be able to do something here when it comes to just like Artisan. We can run errands. We're gonna run errand first. Get a penny in the Hero's Cape, which isn't great. We can Artisan again, but I feel like there's nothing really to Artisan. It doesn't matter too much. We could Nest Ball and try to get something. We're going to Artisan, just kind of look at the deck, I guess, and see kind of what we got going on. We're going to get another Pidgey down, just because they can probably figure out that we're playing some sort of Pidgeot equivalent deck, where Pidgeot's going to be kind of the main search engine. So getting a second Pidgey down is going to be good, because if they knock out the one, we'll at least have the other one ready. We have Rare Candy in hand, so all we really need is to just find the Pidgeot EX. We have Rare Candy. We can just Rare Candy right into Pidgeot and be done. But we'll have to see. Our opponent here going to get that Pikachu EX with the Sparkling Crystal and the Jewel Seeker combo as well. Going to be able to get 2 trainer cards and put them into their hands. So pretty, solid start for our opponent here, kind of just really being able to piece a lot together. Unfortunately for us, I think this matchup is going to be a little awkward. I think Pikachu is just really good. We can't really trap it all that well. And we can't one-shot it with anything, so we have to do damage to it first. Pikachu just kind of one-shots all of our stuff and hits our Pidgeot for weakness. So we'll have to see. Unfortunately for us, they're going to take a nice quick 3 prizes here, actually. Kicking a knockout on our Mega Kangaskhan. And since they discard the energy with the attack, Handheld Fan doesn't do anything. So now we're at a 6-3 split. We're going to throw up Pidgeot and just kind of see what we can do here. We're going to get Fezandipiti EX. Flip the script. We need Pidgeot. We don't find Pidgeot, and we're just kind of trying to piece it together. We're going to be able to get some item locking going here. We're going to retreat out of the Pidgey. I'm going to be able to go into the Frillish and just kind of, item lock hit for 20. So now we're in a situation where we could eventually knock out the Pikachu EX because we've done some damage to it, which could be good. We could maybe, Claw of Darkness with our Absol, maybe go for another Mega Kangaskhan and hit for that for 200 and take some 2 prizes or something. Bird Control isn't really known to take prizes until the very end of the game, but it is very possible. Ruffian is going to be our top deck here, which actually isn't too bad. We can get rid of the crystal so they can't penny it up or anything like that, but we're going to just attach the energy to our Munkidori just so it's there, play the Ruffian, and just another Oceanic Gloom, just kind of really trying to stall it out here, slow the game down, trying to get us in a better position. They're going to get knocked out for another double trainer search here for that Jewel Seeker ability. Going to get 2 more trainers, which for us, they can't really use any items, but right now they're just kind of in a situation where it's just play Crispin. They're going to Hyper Blower here, and I'm like, man, I don't really know what to give you. I had maybe a Pidgey, because we still have 2 Pidgeys, so we can just toss that up and just kind of be like, yeah, figure it out, I guess. They have Crispin, so they can put energies onto the Pikachu, but we got rid of that Sparkling Crystal, so they're going to need another turn or an energy switch to be able to move one of the energies from the Mew to the Pikachu is probably the idea. Unless maybe they go Prime Catcher, but they don't have Prime Catcher because they're playing Sparkling Crystal. Oh, okay, that'll work. The Iron Leaves into the Prism Edge. That could work, so move some energies around. Not too sure where the Psychic Energy really went. I think it's on the Iron Leaves, but it's not showing it, so that's a cool little glitch there, but, it is what it is. I was so confused. I was like, what is happening? I remember, I'm, checking it, and I'm like, oh, okay. There we go. There it is. Okay. I was like, hold on, and then I ended up realizing, oh, okay, it's on there now. All right, sick. Because I was like, whoa, hold up. That's not right. But it all worked out. So, another prize card for them. That is 6-2 split, but we're still pretty okay in the situation, actually. I'm kind of okay with this. We're going to get our Pidgeot finally here. We're going to Rare Candy into a Pidgeot. Pidgeot EX is ready to go. We also got Flip the Script, so we're going to flip the script. we're going to get nothing. Pidgeot, which is great. So we said we could have, you know, it's whatever, right? Ultra Ball worked out for us in that regard, but we're going to actually get a Nest Ball here. We're going to get the Sudowoodo with the Nest Ball, but the idea is that you thin a card that you don't necessarily need. So Nest Ball for the Sudowoodo, Penny, pick up the Frillish, attach the Sudowoodo, Counter Catcher. We're going to try to pull up something that can resist fighting. Noctowl is good. Mew is good. Any one of those are fine. I like to try to trap the Mew because you can't really... You can imitate it. You can try to imitate... Or they can try to genome hacking my Sudowoodo and kind of like keep impounding it. But you can't. That's all you can do. So we're just going to impound for 0. But it cannot retreat. So they need, you know, Penny, Churro Scenario, something like that. To be able to kind of get out of this one, which is very possible, very doable here for them. There's a couple ways they can get out of it. Yep, so Churro Scenario, pick up the Mew, toss the Iron Leaves back up, and now they get to attack into my Sudowoodo again for free, actually, because the Prism Edge has reset. Prism Edge says that it can attack during its next turn with Prism Edge, but it reset itself because it went to the bench because I counter-catched up the Mew, so unfortunate for us. But another Noctowl for our opponent here. Crispin, going to be the trainer they grab, which is going to be pretty good for them. We're kind of getting low on Crispins on their end. I think they, you know, probably play 4. That's the 3rd Crispin there. So we're going to toss up our Latias. We're kind of in the hot seat, right? They have 1 prize card left. We got to really piece together a way to come back from this. We're going to Hero's Cape our Sudowoodo. We're going to attach the Prism Energy, flip the script. We're going to get Lively Stadium. We're going to play the Lively Stadium to give more HP to our Sudowoodo, bump the Area 0 Ender Depths, force them to discard some stuff. They're going to discard one of the Noctowls. I don't care. I just don't want them having a big bench. I want to force them to have another Stadium bump. We're going to Nest Ball here. I don't think it really matters what we grab. I think we just kind of need to like try to thin the deck maybe. Just also take a little peek without using our Quick Search. We can Nest Ball first, then Quick Search afterwards. We're going to grab Iono here. We're trying to maybe set up for a Zerosix play because we're kind of like not really doing great. They have more cards than us. We're in a situation where we really need to stall out the game, actually. So we're going to have to see. We're going to be able to hopefully piece together another attack here, but it doesn't really make sense to impound or anything because they could just attack the next turn and win. So instead, we're going to go for a Mendbind with our counter gain in the deck. So going to be able to get into that here. Going to be able to confuse the Iron Leaves, actually, and see if, you know, that might work. So another Quick Search here for our Pidgeot. Just really trying to just grab some things. We're going to go Arven here. Play the Arven. Going to get Counter Catcher and Bravery Charm. Just trying to kind of protect all of our stuff. Toss the Bravery Charm onto the Fezandipiti, go into the Sudowoodo. We're going to be able to counter gain here. Counter Catcher, pull up the Noctowl. Going to be able to attach an energy if we want, but it doesn't think it makes too much sense. We're going to test the Mist Energy just because, you know, kind of save yourself. Throw the Handheld Fan on the Latias because why not? If they try to attack into it, I can try to maybe move some energies around or something. Just trying to cover every avenue we really have as much as possible. Especially at the rate of this game, we're really behind. We're not really quite set up all the way we need to be. We've burned them of a lot of their resources, so we're just going to have to, like I said, see what we can kind of pull together here. Another Quick Search for us. We're kind of got them in that impound retreat lock now. We're going to go grab Lana's Aid. Lana's Aid is going to be a card that's going to be able to put some stuff back into the deck. Just because I need to have cards in my hand or in the deck or what have you. So we're going to impound here for 0. Also, getting the Munkidori is going to be good if they're going to be speed winging at any point in this game with their Noctowls. We can try to get the Munkidori set back up to be able to move the damage counters off every so often. It slows everything down. Redeemable Ticket is going to be what we're going to play here. We kind of got all the pieces we want out of our deck. We don't really need anything else. The Zerosix is there. We got the Pal Pads, which is good. So, going to be able to grab that. We're going to play the Pal Pad. We're going to grab Iono, and we're also just going to, you know, toss in a Penny. There's not really a reason to not toss in more supporters than what we need. So, impound's what we're going to go for here. Impound for 0 on the Noctowl. Going to be retreat locking the Noctowl. So, nothing's going to be able to happen there. Pass back to us, and we're in a situation where this is kind of our win condition. We're going to slowly mill them out of the game as much as possible and hope that it's enough. So quick search, we got to grab something. I'm kind of just like looking at the discard pile, maybe grabbing our Pal Pad. We're going to grab Xerosix for a future turn, and we're just going to impound for 0. So now the situation is try to get them to draw as many cards as possible, slow the game way down by retreat locking, and then kind of just force ourselves into a situation where we can put as many cards back into our hand. We can try to maybe even just Xerosix for a big turn, force them to discard a bunch of cards, and then be able to play Iono, have more cards in our deck than they do, and then win the game that way. So, quick search again here. Going to just go through the deck, grab a Pal Pad, like I said, just trying to set up for that big play. Toss the Pal Pad back in, get the penny in the deck, and just toss in Lana's Aid if they knock out anything. I mean, if they knock out anything, we just lose because it's the last prize card, but not too big of a deal. Impound for 0. Going to be able to retreat lock again. And like I said, that's really just the win condition we got here, is just try to make them stay. If they can get out of it, maybe a Crispin into something like that, they can try to maybe take a 2-prize knockout, or a 2-shot on like maybe the Munkidori. So we're going to penny up the Munkidori actually for that instead and kind of go that route. Impound for 0 on the Noctowl again, and then just pass back to us. Elgyem going to be the top deck here, which doesn't really matter. We're just going to impound. We don't really need a quick search anymore. We have the pieces that we need. We have, the Xerosix and stuff. We can just kind of draw into the Iono if we ever need it at any point. For now, like I said, the goal is just trying to piece everything together. We need an Iono. We're going to need a Pal Pad as well at some point. But I think waiting to do anything is going to be more important. So we're just going to grab Arven. Like I said, we don't really need to be quick searching. So not sure why I quick searched there to begin with. Right now we just need to be impound and then just kind of keep forcing our opponent to draw as many cards as possible. So, yep, impound for 0. We have, like I said, there's row 6. We have Pal Pad in hand now. So the plan now is hold on to the Pal Pad, play Xerosix first, then follow up with Iono. So we have 2 cards left in deck. So we have to Xerosix this turn. Next turn, we're going to draw 1 card. We're going to play the Iono, quick search the following turn, find the Pal Pad, put the Xerosix and the Iono back in the deck, and that's kind of the play. So impound for 0, force our opponent to discard all kinds of good resources. Crispins, energy switches, literally anything is fine. It doesn't matter what card they discard. Even if it's dead cards, it doesn't matter. So Iono going to draw 6 cards. They get 1 card. So we have 16 cards in deck, and they also have 16 in deck. So we really got to be careful making sure we're not overplaying any cards. If we're kind of just playing a bunch of dead cards in our hand at this point, we actually might lose because that's our last Pal Pad. So we need to make sure that we're being very careful with how we're doing this. So impound for 0. We don't really need to be quick searching now. We can kind of just chillax and just wait. Crispin for our opponent here, going to attach the lightning energy to that Noctowl and the water energy, punching for 60. So now we're in a bit of a situation where I really need to save my Sudowoodo. I need to be able to, boss or pull up something different. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. Quick search, boss, pull up, the Noctowl here. We can't pull up, we don't want to pull up the Hoo-Hoo, and this is kind of where I misplay a little bit, because if they evolve it, they can retreat out of it. But maybe they just forget. I don't know. It's possible. We should be pulling up the other Noctowl, though, so that's a little bit of a misplay on my part. I don't know. The bird control decks are hard. They're tough, but I really want to learn how to play them better as best as I can, because I think they're really fun. So Night Stretcher into the Noctowl, Jewel Seeker here, and now they're going to be able to, like I said, be able to retreat out of it, but they can also just attack. So Super Rod here is going to put some energies back in the deck. They're going to play Crispin, put 2 energies onto the Noctowl. So, Metal to the Noctowl, Grass to the Noctowl, Speedwing for 60, and hope that I just don't have boss. I think that's their plan, is just hope I don't have another way to kind of slow the game down and stall it. But we have 1 more boss's orders in deck, so we're going to quick search for boss's orders. We're going to play the boss and pull up the other Noctowl that doesn't have any energies on it, and impound for 0. And just pass turn. And that's it. That we have to hope that they don't have any more energies. We have to hope that they don't have anything else. And they don't. They actually concede, so we end up being able to pick up the win there. Kind of in, I feel like, a really true control fashion. I feel like a lot of the times playing control, you kind of have to win so many different ways, and I think that's why I enjoy the deck so much. You can kind of retreat luck them out of the game. You can mill them out of the game. You can take 6 prizes to win the game. You can energy manipulation out of the game. You know, there's so many different ways to win with these decks, and I think that's why they're so unique and fun to play. Let's get into the outro. All we're just going to draw for today's video. Make sure to put the deck list that I played today's video in the description below, ready for copy paste into TCG Live. And if you guys are seeing this, also I just want to give a huge thanks to everybody. We hit 1,000 subscribers, which is kind of crazy. The goal was to hit it by the end of the year. If I'm uploading this video before the end of 2025, then we finally did it. We hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'm truly thankful for every single one of you guys. I really appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. The goal obviously will now be, you know, 1,500 or 2K or whatever, but one thing at a time. We got to figure out what a 1K subscriber special will look like. Still kind of try to figure it out. I'm going to wait till after the holidays to do anything, just because I feel like it'll be a little easier, just kind of on me, and also just kind of on everybody else. Everybody's kind of busy right now with families and things like that. So definitely coming in the future, but if you guys enjoy the content I've been making for the channel, definitely make sure to leave a like, smash the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. It costs you nothing, and it means the world.